So we just arrived in Borovets, Bulgaria. Sofia Airport was a breeze to get through. Immediately found our transfer, got there in an hour and 15 minutes. So here we are at the beautiful Hotel Rila. It's the main reason why we come here, but I'll explain more about that later on in the video. On the way here, you drive through a pretty large town called Samokov, which is about 10 kilometers away. And if you're self-driving, it's a good place to stop off and get groceries or whatever you need. There's even ski rental shops there. They might even be cheaper than the ones here. But whatever you need is over there on the way.
Borovets is the cheapest ski resort in Europe, ostensibly. This is the second time I'm here, so I obviously liked it enough to go a second time. It's not exactly the Alps, it doesn't have the most slopes in the world, but it's got a lot going for it. Obviously it's cheap, it's still cheap today, even though there's been a bit of inflation over the past few years. But let's dive into this review.
Borovets is still a relatively cheap ski resort. We traveled in a group of 6 adults and 2 kids, and our breakdown for 4 nights and 5 days per person looked like this. Flights from Heathrow were 107 euros. The hotel was 129 euros per night. Return airport transfer was 22 euros. Ski and boot hire was 20 euros per day. Lift passes were 42 euros a day, and a night ski pass was 30 euros. That sums up to 922 euros per person. The kids' school for 4 days, 7 hours a day was 158 euros per child.
It's the end of the trip now, and as far as spending is concerned, the only cash expenditure I've done is a little bit on food and drink here and there. I checked my bank account, I've only spent 48 euros over 4 days. And little bits of just food and drink, beers at Apre. So just over 10 euros a day, food and drink. Look, I'm not saying you have to stay at the Rila, but you kind of do. It's the best hotel in the area by far. It's right outside the ski slopes. It's affordable enough. See, the thing is, like, I go skiing in the Alps as well, but there's no way I'd be able to afford a place like this in the Alps. And that's the main appeal of Borovets to me. That's why I keep coming back, is the fact that you can stay in a place like this, you know, with half board, with a really nice buffet, with great facilities, a spa, really nice rooms, right ski in, ski out. It is the reason that at least we come to Borovets, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. There are a bunch of hotels in the area. There's a lot of budget options. You could save a lot of money staying somewhere else, and I guess that's also the appeal of Borovets. If you wanted to cut costs as much as possible, you definitely will be looking at some of the other hotels around the region, and that's fine. You can have a super cheap holiday that way. But I say, since you're here, make the most of it. Conditions are pretty good. It's a bluebird day. I think it's going to be sunny the rest of the time we're here. And tonight there's night skiing on. It's Saturday, so those are on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. And we're going to go check it out tonight, see how it goes.
There's 2 main ski areas in Borovets, the lower mountain, accessible by foot right outside the Hotel Rila at 1.3 kilometers high, comprising of the Sitnia Kovo and Baraki chairlifts, as well as a bunch of beginner drag lifts. And then the Markuchik and Yastrobet ski areas at 2,500 meters, accessible by gondola and comprising a handful of reds and only one blue to speak of. The lower ski area is accessible from right outside the Rila Hotel. And the chairlift queues are reasonable, but the button lifts for the baby slopes and the beginner slopes are pretty long. Up top there's 4 red runs, 2 blue runs, 2 black runs, and a long green run, which is often closed actually. All the runs are tree lined, and so they're really pretty. The Baraki 1 run is extremely popular and oversubscribed. It's a blue run and it's constantly full, and by the end of the day it's really chopped up. As well as the cat tracks around the area, they get really busy and you get a lot of people just sitting in the middle and on the sides with no spatial awareness whatsoever. A lot of people falling over. It's a minefield. My favorites were the Siniakova 1 and 3. To get to the top of Markujic and the Yastrabet ski area, you have to take this gondola, which is at the gondola station a bit further away from the Rila Hotel, but not too far away. The gondolas themselves are quite old. There's usually big queues on the weekends, and it takes 20 to 25 minutes to get up the mountain. We thought they'd installed new gondolas this year, but it turned out they just painted some of the old ones.
When you get to the top mountain, Markujic, it's a lot more scenic up here. It's not exactly the Alps, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really, really, really nice. Yeah, I can't quite compete with like the view of Mont Blanc, but you can't really complain about this.
Upper intermediates, I think, would be satisfied with the area on top of the mountain with the three main reds, the Yastrabets 1, the Yastrabets 3, and Papangalov. They offer enough of a challenge and are pretty fun as well, and they have express chairlift in between them where you can basically just go to the top, rinse and repeat the runs over and over again.
There's a few ways to get down from the top of Markujic. You could either take one of the 3 reds down Yastrabets all the way down to the bottom gondola. You could take the gondola back down if you're not feeling confident about skiing, or you could take the Musala pathway, which is a really long, fun route that's kind of like a border cross in the Alps. It was closed last year, so this was the first time I did it, and we all agreed that it was our favorite run. It was an absolute blast. It's not that challenging, but it's just a lot of fun, and it's through a beautiful forest.
So we're on the Musala pathway now, and it's probably my favorite run of the whole resort. It's nothing extreme. It's like a speedway, kind of like a border cross would be in the Alps. And my God, it's so scenic and so amazing. And it's just a lot of fun if you just send it down full speed.
We're traveling with a family with 2 small kids under the age of 10, and they've been putting them in ski school organized by the Rila Hotel. Drop them off about 8:30, pick them up at 4, leaves them enough time to go skiing. They said that it's been really good. The kids have had a good time and they've learned a lot. So I would recommend booking it through the Rila Hotel for kids' lessons. They put them in this little playpen, make them do some basic plows, put them on these donuts afterwards for fun. And yeah, no real complaints from the kids, and gives the adults plenty of time to go skiing.
The town of Borovets is fine, it's serviceable. It's a small strip, most of the shops are closed after 7 p.m. Nightlife is limited. There's some small supermarkets, but I recommend doing a big shop in Samakop before you come. It's also a good idea to have some cash on you. There's a free ATM right outside the Rila at the fee bank. Now the food out here leaves a lot to be desired. The quality is just generally low. What you're seeing here is the Rila Hotel buffet. Even that was a bit lacking, I would say. Here's an example of some of the local food, not very appetizing. Generally with food, I'd say you're just getting by. Another thing about Borovets is I really hope you like cover music. Most of the music they play in public spaces is covers, like lo-fi softcore covers of pop hits. At the après-ski, we really like the beer terrace on the first floor of the Rila Hotel. The nightlife is okay, it's a bit lacking. My favorite was Black Tiger, just at the bottom of the slopes. DJs are really good, the mixing's really good, and it's just a fun party. The DJs know what they're doing. I recommend it.
One thing I did notice about this resort is that the difference in attendance between weekends and weekdays is stark. This weekend was extremely busy. The hotel really absolutely swarming with people. The slopes completely full. The night skiing, intense queues. Whereas on the weekday, Monday was almost completely empty. There was no queue on the gondola. Sunday was really full. The gondola was really full. And yeah, Monday, Tuesday, it's been really quiet. Barely any queues, and today's Wednesday and it's the quietest it's ever been. So yeah, try to make it on weekdays if you can.
Alright, we're approaching the end of our stay in Borovets. It's been a great time. Just some final thoughts. This is my second time here. We were with the group with 2 total beginners, a couple kids, and 4 intermediates. Us 4 intermediates, we had a great time. The reds were challenging enough for us. We didn't feel the need to do any blacks. We're not at that level yet. And there's only like 3 blacks on the whole mountain anyway. So if you're at that level, it's perfect for you. I would say for advanced skiers, it's not that great. For the early beginners, you can take lessons. They're quite hit and miss. I don't think it's a great place for beginners to learn. There's like 3 drag lifts right in front of the Rila, which lead to like slow, gradual green slopes for learning, but they're always really crowded. So for early intermediates, and maybe even like advanced intermediates, this is a fun resort.